All right, so in this video, I kind of want to answer any of the curious questions, or hopefully the curious questions that you're having regarding the Lingo glucose biosensor. Because I think a lot of you are just like me in that you're not somebody who has diabetes. You've probably never worn one of these things. You've seen people with them on and you kind of wonder, does that hurt? These are all questions I had, right? And so it's just sort of like, yeah, so probably a little less technical video, but more of just like, hopefully this, answers some of the questions that you have before wearing something like this. So let's start with putting the thing on, right? So comes with, what a lot of people are saying is like some IKEA instructions, right? No words, just some pictures, but they're actually pretty good. And I actually had a colleague put it on me, but I think you could easily have done it yourself. It shows to put your arm in this position here, and then to put it on just like that. It does show you to clean your skin with alcohol. That's super important. I think that was super helpful for this thing staying on. As it stayed on, no problem. And then the way the thing is set up is there's the actual CGM device is in this pod here. You take the applicator, you stick it on there, and you press it, and it loads it. There's like a little bit of a spring, and then there is a needle, right? Now that needle has the filament inside it, and I'm gonna actually show you that filament in just a second. And looking at that needle, it is a little like that's a little intimidating, right? But the needle doesn't stay in you, just the filament, but they need to have that needle to push the filament in. But there's enough of a spring to this that like when you put it on and then you have to compress the spring and then it sort of pops. That little pop is all you need to be able to not feel it, right? It's just like this little quick pop and you're just like, oh, that was it. Okay, I didn't feel anything, right? So to answer that question, does it hurt to put on? The answer is no. Now, once it's in there, do you feel it all? You really don't. I was kind of surprised. I was like, I don't know. I just thought like, something sticking in your skin, like you'd think you would feel it, right? It would aggravate it somehow, but I really didn't feel it at all. And so, and what I did with, it on is I worked out, right? I mean, plenty of tricep activating type exercises and push-ups and things like that. Never felt like it was impeding it at all. Took showers with it on, obviously. It sticks really, really well. Didn't get caught or on clothing or anything like that. In fact, it is like you just kind of forget that it's on. You really do. It is that, it's that you just don't feel it, right? The only time I felt it maybe a tad was the day I put it on that evening when I was going to bed. I felt like, it was like a little ache in my arm, but that was it. And then as far as sleeping, I sleep on my side. I sleep on both sides, slept on that arm right there, never felt it at all. There is some people who are diabetic who wear these things all the time told me, and they said that sometimes if there is pressure on it, there is it can change the readings of it a little bit. I forget which way it goes. It's either like a pressure drop or a pressure rise, something like that. I didn't experience any of that. So it's not painful to put on. And once it's on, you really don't feel it at all. Okay. Now I want to try to show you the filament here. If I can get the camera to focus and then refocus, we'll give it a try here. Just to show you, because I was wondering like what is actually in my skin, and it's that right there. Hopefully you can see it. Okay. Yeah. So then I'm going to kind of bring this back, and then hopefully the camera will keep focusing and keep me in focus. Okay. So that's the little filament. It's this tiny little thing. And then where, the needle that pushes the filament in, that comes back out this hole. And after they installed it on me, after my colleague put it on my arm, there was a little drop of blood came out this hole, right? No one told me that. But then I did ask about that to some people who wear these all the time. And they're like, yeah, that happens. And they actually said it's a good thing. I guess there's a saying, if you're a bleeder, a bleeder is a good reader. Like it's gonna, you got a good stick if you get a little drop of blood. I wouldn't worry about it if you didn't, but maybe that's just, I don't know, that's a saying they have. So, so yeah, that's what the little filament is in there. Doesn't bother you at all. Then as far as the app goes, why I did pick the Lingo over some of the other ones is just like the app seemed to be a little bit more user-friendly. So the one thing I would say about the app that seems to be the most misunderstood thing about it is you can see here, there's a score, and the score is 27 out of 44. 44 is the amount of points that the app wants me to stay under. Now it did start out at 60, but because I was keeping it pretty low, it actually lowered the goal. So points are bad, essentially, in that you're given points, as you can see kind of in the little sine wave thing down here below, that when your glucose goes up, and then how high it is and how wide it is kind of determines how many points you get. And so that's just something as far as maybe just the thing that people don't understand, or maybe go a couple days without quite getting right if they didn't look into it too much, is like, you don't want points necessarily. I mean, you're gonna get points, like you're gonna eat. So there are gonna be points, but like you don't wanna have tons and tons of points. That's probably a discussion for a different video. But yeah, so I mean, that's kind of the gist of it. And then the most painful part is actually probably just taking the thing off. It's stuck on there really, really well. There it is. Those are the things that just kind of like, quick video of some of the curious questions I had about using a CGM. What does it feel like? How easy is it to put on? How is it to take it off? And it really was a pretty very painless experience, and something that I would recommend to people who are trying to track their health and some of their markers just like I am. So yeah, give it a try. I think you'll find that it's a good experience. And if you have any questions, then just go ahead and reach out and put down in the comments below, and I'll see if I can get to them.